Alex, no, brilliant. So Alex and I have been chatting, and at the end of the day, you've got your LLC, but it's like, what do you do above your LLC? Most people, most high net worth, investors might be investing in London, might be investing in Australia. How do you fit it all together? How does the tax work? Now, with all due respect, to try and ask her to do a presentation would take 3 hours, you know what I mean? And most importantly, it comes down to what is it that you're doing, where do you own property, whether you want to possibly immigrate one day, etc., etc. So the idea again was to introduce Alex. She can kind of give you a little bit of overview of who they are and what they do, and then if you want to sit one-to-one with her, she can facilitate. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm actually a lawyer as well and an expander investor bank, funny enough. My firm is called Amy Corporate. It's one of the largest privately owned trust companies in the world, also a bank. We've got 28 offices worldwide, and we've got 3 in the US. I've just joined, although I've known these guys for a couple of years, and we have been looking, obviously looking at the US property thing. There have been many structures that have been sort of bandied around, and quite a lot work very well. Sometimes the problem is we've got layers and they're very expensive. So what I've just been discussing with a tax professor is using LLC with a simpler trust structure than some of the other things. Obviously, when it comes to American property, any property anywhere in the world, the most important thing is the asset protection aspects as well. So your structures and you need directors and trustees and things like that. You need to make sure they're regulated. They've got the right private, liability cover. We're one of the biggest in the world, so our cover's very, very, very strong. And obviously, when it comes to choosing your properties and those sorts of things, you want to work with who know what they're doing. But then on our side, we can assist in other aspects, which are more the structuring side. At the same time, if you have portfolios around the world, you need to raise finance in different ways. We work with an enormous number of different banks. If you need any introductions or things like that, let us know. Or if you need any facilitations, because the guys can work different ways instead of learning against properties and that sort of thing. Anyway, so I'm going to be here if you're reading their cards.
Just before you leave. So a quick personal story. Again, I'm not a tax and structuring expert. I've done this 3 times. I set up a structure in Monaco for 16,000 euros. This was because I was going to save so much money on all the millions I was making. I didn't realize that the best way to not pay tax is not make money. But but seriously, we spent all this money, and then our whole objective was to obviously finance properties and whatever, and then we couldn't finance properties in Australia through that structure. So 16,000 euros, thanks for playing. I had another experience where there was a gentleman, I'm not going to mention his name. He, to be honest, is an absolute rocket scientist when it comes to understanding tax, understanding offshore structuring, saving on money. He had a company name, and I'm not going to mention it, but so I set up a structure in St. Lucia, and I thought, shit, this is awesome, because he was a little bit cheaper than the bigger companies. And then his father died, and he went on a sabbatical, and he was the only guy at the company. And I said, it's not that empowering when my bank is in the country, I don't even know where it is, I can't point to it on the map. You know what I mean? And the differences, and that's the conversation Alex and I had. These companies have got to be big, pay a little bit more, know what you're dealing with, have the security and peace of mind. That's just my personal experience. So, you know what I mean? It's not cool.
The company's big, but the price of the structures, and because I'm South African, I'm very sensitive to the fact that we've all had overpriced Jersey, Guernsey. We've seen all that sort of stuff. The whole point of this is if you're going into the US, you can use Delaware, you can use structures which are not that expensive, because that's the whole point, is to have your returns coming out of the property, not being eaten by very expensive structures. So I understand the fear of offshore structuring, but also, I've been in the industry long enough to know that the pricing that we can provide is pretty good. That's because we're putting in offices often cheaply.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.